I am a member of the White House Press Corps, and I'm an independent journalist in
That is
Washington,
amazing.
D.C. And so we have so much news, but right now there's breaking news, there's news. I don't know what topics you care about, but I'm here to promote the satellite phone for
That is
sat123.com.
awesome.
I
Let's
want
talk a little bit about
everyone,
that.
I want everyone to be prepared for an emergency. Anything can happen. You have to have a satellite phone and you want something that you choose. So go to sat123.com and you will get the best customer service. You have to be prepared for any emergency that happens.
So let's talk a little bit about these satellite phones. How did you get involved with the folks over at SAT123.com?
Well, I think it's really important that anywhere you go, you understand that only 10% of the whole entire world is covered in cell phone towers. So you
Yep.
have to make sure that you have perfect communication anywhere you go, especially if you have a farm, a ranch, even if you're hiking. You have to make sure that you can throw a satellite phone into your backpack, into the back pocket of your pants, into your computer case. You want to have a satellite phone so you can communicate, and then you want to have a bulletproof backpack. You want to have every type of Faraday bag for emergencies because they do happen. I was in the Palisades fire and it was very traumatic. I had my bulletproof backpack. I'm going to show it to you.
Wow, look at that.
And I carry it everywhere in Washington, D.C., because shots can be fired at any time. So you just have to go to SAT123 and choose the emergency gear that you want or need because you'll use it. You will use it. Anything can happen at any time. And so many places don't have cell phone service. You want perfect customer service too. So you want to go to SAT123.
So we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. So talk to us. So we have got her with us, and sat123.com is the place to go. So talk to us about some of the different stories you're covering out there, my friend.
Right now, the FBI just arrested the alleged pipe bomber. So that's the current breaking news. Other breaking news is that potentially Secretary of the Pentagon of the Department of War, Pete Hegseth, could get impeachment articles filed against him by some very serious Democrats in the state of Michigan, which is going to be ridiculous. And in President Trump news, he has signed another peace treaty in with the countries in Africa today. And so, this is like his ninth peace treaty. So President Trump is the president of peace. But you tell me, what news do you care about?
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Hegseth situation. What are you following on that? You're the expert, my friend.
I think it's really interesting to see who just took over the seats in the Pentagon new media. And it's a lot of my friends, it's a lot of people that I know. I know the press secretary, I know the deputy press secretary. And so I really trust the decisions that they're making. But Secretary Hegseth is under fire by very liberal Democrats, potentially Democrats in Congress who are being paid to try to get him impeached over the fact that he chose to defend us against drug dealers this last weekend. So, of course, I'm 100% on Secretary Hegseth's side, and he has the right to defend the United States of America against drug dealers. Even if people die, they're drug dealers, and we need to defend ourselves against that. Potentially, there will be conflict with Venezuela. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know the future, but these are all the things that are on the front line of the news. And I just want to say that I am just so grateful for President Trump's transparency because I can actually ask President Trump questions and he will answer them. And he is the most transparent president in our lifetime. And of course, he goes with the flow, things change. And so, he changes some things that he says, but he's totally here for us, America first. So I am so grateful that President Trump is probably the best president we've had in our history. And I really want people to be open minded to what's actually going on, because I do witness every single day the mainstream media attacking him and his cabinet and his administration in ridiculous ways.
Well, you cover, you're part of the press corps and everything out there. Talk to us a little bit about what that's like, because there's a lot of people that would love to know, just some of the different things that you're doing and all of that.
I mean, it's a super serious responsibility. You can see right now it's freezing outside. I don't get to film in a studio. I don't have a green screen. I do in real life, in real time journalism. So it's always interesting to see where I'm going to be or what I'm going to cover. And the bottom line is that no one censors me. And that's why I think it's really critical and key to follow me on X at Corinne Clifford, which is CorinneClifford on X. And I want people to know that if you're going to be an independent journalist like me, like Laura Loomer, like James O'Keefe, you better have money to pay lawyers, because we are in lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, and the mainstream media doesn't report about this. So James O'Keefe gets sued, Laura Loomer gets into it. All the real journalists, we get censored. I just got banned on Instagram for 7 weeks. The real journalists were under attack by mainstream media, who is funded by the deep, deep, deep state, by very dark foreign billionaires. I'm not going to say their names, but the bottom line is that you really have to be careful where you get your news. And so I really care about people understanding that. And I want people to know that journalists like me, we are under attack by ABC, by the mainstream media. They hit me with their cameras when I try to ask President Trump a question. It's a war zone pretty much every day in Washington, D.C., with the mainstream media, because they really are trying to silence us, the independents.
That's absolutely amazing. So, why did you get booted off Instagram for a couple weeks?
All of a sudden, Instagram, I was getting like 1.6 million views on posts. All of a sudden, like September 26th, they just boot me off. And then 7 weeks later, they let me back on. My last post was a Truth Social post that President Trump had done. I did nothing to violate any of their guidelines. So I sent them a letter from my main lawyer and I said, I'm going to sue you if you do not allow me back on. So they listened, because I've got a ruthless killer lawyer. I have one of the lawyers that President Trump uses. And, one of my friends has to sue Politico for $150 million because they lied about him. So you've got to be really careful with the mainstream media, because they're changing the news narratives and they really are just slimy about it. And we have to sue. So once I told Instagram and they got the information that I would sue them, because Mark Zuckerberg was in the White House, 2 months ago, saying he's not going to censor our site anymore. So he lied. We are censored and shadow banned. Pretty much only Rumble is not censoring us.
That's amazing. So, before we let you go, how do people follow your stuff and get involved with what you're doing and all these things?
So I really like everyone to follow me on X, which is Elon Musk's platform, which is at Corinne Clifford, CorinneClifford. And then I really want people to understand that an emergency can happen. I was stuck in the Palisades fires in January. I carry my bulletproof backpack because shots can be fired at any time, even when I'm walking in and out of the White House, which I do pretty much every day. I just left the White House to come on your show. The bottom line is that you have to be prepared. Even in the big cities, you've got to have a satellite phone. You've got to have a bulletproof backpack. You have to have emergency gear, in your car, in your RV, when you go camping, on your boat. If you travel internationally, you'll get addicted to using the satellite phone, because you won't get crank phone calls. You won't get fake text messages. No one will bother you. And the communication is crystal clear because they have the best antennas. And so I want everyone to go to sat123.com. And this makes the perfect holiday gift. Christmas is coming and it's such a good gift. And there's so many other things you can buy. And then if you have any problems, just call their phone number and ask the questions. You want really good customer service. And that's why I love SAT123, SAT123.com.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. Really appreciate the time. Thank you.
God bless you. Have a beautiful day.
Appreciate it, my friend. There she goes. And there